Listen up. Too many people wait for the opportunity before they start preparing. They wait for the big break before they start grinding. And then when the moment comes, they freeze because they weren't ready, but not you, not today, because I'm here to tell you, stay ready so you don't have to get ready. Champions don't wait for the game to start practicing. The best athletes, the greatest minds, the most successful people, they training before the opportunity arrives. They wake up early. They study when nobody's watching. They put in the extra hours, the unseen work, the relentless grind. When you stay ready, life doesn't catch you off guard. You don't panic when the opportunity knocks. You answer it like a boss. You don't scramble when the pressure's on. You deliver because you've already been doing the work. You see, most people lose because they're playing catch up. But the winners, the ones who dominate, they prepared. They've already put in the sweat, the tears, the sacrifice. So I ask you, are you waiting to get ready or are you staying ready? Because success is not given, it's earned. Preparation is key. It is the foundation of success, the unseen force that separates the great from the average. Too many people walk through life waiting for opportunities to show up before they start putting in the work. They wait for the big break, the perfect moment, the right conditions. But by the time that opportunity arrives, they're not ready and it slips right through their fingers. The difference between those who succeed and those who fall short is simple. Winners prepare before they even know when or how the opportunity will come. Think about the greatest athletes in the world. They don't wait until game day to start training. They don't wait until the championship is on the line to start working on their craft. They are in the gym, on the field, in the weight room, perfecting their skills day in and day out. By the time the big moment comes, it's just another day for them. They've already run the drills 1,000 times. They've already visualized the victory in their minds. They've already put in the sweat, the pain, the sacrifice. They don't have to get ready because they've been ready. The same principle applies to every aspect of life. You can't wait until you get a job interview to start working on your communication skills. You can't wait until you get the promotion to start acting like a leader. You can't wait until the opportunity lands in your lap to suddenly develop discipline and work ethic. If you haven't been preparing, the moment will overwhelm you. But when you stay ready, there is no panic, no hesitation, no scrambling. You step into the opportunity with confidence because you know you belong there. Many people make the mistake of thinking they have time. They tell themselves, I'll start tomorrow. I'll work hard when the opportunity presents itself. But the truth is, you don't know when the opportunity will come. It could be today, tomorrow, next week, or next year. And when it does, it won't wait for you to get ready. It won't pause while you try to catch up. It will move on to the person who is already prepared, the person who stayed ready. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not luck. It's not a coincidence. It's the result of preparation meeting opportunity. Look at the most successful people in the world, whether it's in sports, business, music, or any other field. They didn't just wake up one day and find themselves at the top. They put in years of hard work before anyone even noticed them. They prepared in silence, grinding when no one was watching, so that when the world finally saw them, they were ready to shine. Preparation isn't just about working hard, it's about working smart. It's about sharpening your skills, developing your mindset, and building habits that will set you apart. It's about studying your craft, learning from the best, and constantly improving. It's about being disciplined enough to do the work even when there's no immediate reward, no recognition, no applause, because when the moment finally comes, all that preparation will make you unstoppable. One of the biggest regrets people have in life is not being ready when their chance finally arrived. They look back and realize they could have done more, could have worked harder, could have been more disciplined. They had dreams, they had goals, but they didn't prepare. And when the door opened, they weren't ready to walk through it. Don't let that be you. Don't let procrastination, laziness, or fear keep you from preparing for the future you want. Preparation also builds confidence. When you've put in the work, you don't have to second guess yourself. You don't have to hope you're good enough. You know you're good enough because you've prepared for this moment. That confidence sets you apart. It gives you an edge over everyone else who is just winging it, hoping things go their way. The people who stay ready never have to worry about getting ready. They don't have to rush to learn a new skill when an opportunity comes up because they've already been developing it. They don't have to fake confidence because their preparation has built real confidence. They don't have to scramble at the last minute because they've already laid the groundwork. If you want success, you have to prepare for it now. Not tomorrow, not next week, now. What are you doing today to make sure you're ready when your moment comes? Are you developing your skills? Are you putting in the hours? Are you sharpening your mindset? Are you staying disciplined even when no one is watching? If the opportunity of a lifetime knocked on your door right now, would you be ready to seize it, or would you let it pass you by because you weren't prepared? The truth is, most people fail not because they lack talent or potential, but because they lack preparation. They don't take the time to build themselves up. They don't put in the effort when no one is watching. They think they have time, and then when the moment comes, they realize too late that they're not ready. But if you stay ready, if you commit to daily improvement, consistent effort, and relentless preparation, you will never have to worry about missing your moment. Greatness is not something you stumble upon. It's something you prepare for, something you work for, something you earn. So don't wait. Don't procrastinate. Don't put it off. Start preparing today. Because when your opportunity comes, you won't have time to get ready. You'll either be ready or you'll miss your chance. Winners train in the dark. They put in the work when nobody is watching, when the cameras aren't rolling, when there's no applause, no recognition, no immediate reward. They understand that success isn't built in the spotlight, it's built in the shadows, in the early mornings, in the late nights, in the moments when no one else is willing to grind. They embrace the quiet struggle, the lonely hours, the unseen effort, knowing that the work they do when no one is watching will eventually show when it matters most. Too many people want to be great, but they only want to work when the world is watching. They want to be successful, but they only give their best effort when someone is there to praise them. They perform when the lights are on, but when they're alone, they slack off, they take shortcuts, they do the bare minimum. That's why they never reach the top, because true winners don't need an audience to be disciplined. They don't need validation to stay committed. They do what needs to be done, whether or not anyone sees it, because they know that every rep, every hour, every ounce of effort adds up. Champions are made in the quiet moments of discipline. The athlete who wins the championship isn't just practicing when the stadium is full. He's grinding in the gym at 5 a.m. when no one is there to cheer him on. The musician who sells out arenas didn't just start playing when she got famous. She was rehearsing for years in an empty room before anyone knew her name. The entrepreneur who builds $1 billion company wasn't just working hard when the money started flowing. He was putting in 18-hour days when no one believed in him, when the business was barely surviving. That's the difference. The real work happens in the dark. Training in the dark means doing the hard things consistently, even when it feels like no progress is being made. It means waking up early to study even when there's no test tomorrow. It means practicing your craft daily, even when you don't see immediate results. It means showing up for yourself even when there's no one near to hold you accountable. Most people quit because they don't see instant success. They expect results without the grind. But winners keep pushing forward, knowing that growth happens in the unseen moments. The world only sees the finished product. They see the gold medals, the awards, the success, but they don't see the thousands of hours of practice, the failures, the setbacks, the pain. They don't see the early mornings, the sleepless nights, the sacrifices. And that's why most people don't understand what it truly takes to win. They assume success just happens. They think winners are lucky, but there's no luck involved. It's discipline, it's sacrifice, it's relentless effort. Training in the dark also builds mental toughness. When you're grinding alone with no external motivation, no rewards, no recognition, you develop an unshakable mindset. You learn to push past pain, to overcome self-doubt, to stay committed even when things aren't going your way. This mental strength is what separates the good from the great. Because when the moment finally comes, when the lights turn on, when the pressure is at its highest, the person who has been training in the dark doesn't fold. They don't panic. They don't hesitate. They've already been there. They've already done the work. Winners understand that success is built in layers. Each day of disciplined effort is another brick in the foundation. You can't skip steps. You can't cheat the process. You can't expect to show up on game day and perform at your best if you haven't been preparing every single day leading up to it. Success is a slow, steady climb, and the people who reach the top are the ones who kept climbing when no one was watching. Many people make the mistake of thinking they can start training when the opportunity arrives. They assume they can turn it on when they need to, but it doesn't work that way. You don't rise to the occasion, you fall to the level of your training. If you haven't been putting in the work behind the scenes, you won't be ready when it's time to perform. That's why so many people choke under pressure. They weren't prepared. They thought they could get by on talent, on luck, on last-minute effort. But talent without discipline is wasted potential. Winners don't wait. They don't need a deadline to push them. They don't need pressure to motivate them. They create their own urgency, their own accountability. They understand that the work they put in today will determine their success tomorrow. And because of that, they train with intensity, with focus, with purpose, even when there's no immediate reward. The truth is, you won't always see the results of your hard work right away. It might take months. It might take years, but every single day you commit to training in the dark, you are getting stronger, smarter, better. And when the moment finally comes, when the opportunity presents itself, you won't have to scramble to get ready. You'll already be ready because you stayed ready. You did the work when no one was watching. You prepared when no one believed in you. And when the world finally sees your success, they'll call it overnight. But you'll know the truth. You'll know it was built in the dark. Preparation isn't just about having the skills. It's about developing the right mindset. The world is full of talented people who never achieved success because they weren't mentally prepared for the challenges that came their way. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't always talent, it's preparation. It's the work they put in before the opportunity arrives. The truth is, life doesn't wait for you to get ready. Opportunities don't come with a warning. You don't get a heads up that your big break is coming next week or next month. If you're not prepared when the moment arrives, it will pass you by. That's why winners stay ready. They don't wait until they need to be great. They make greatness a daily habit. Most people go through life reacting to situations instead of preparing for them. They wait until the pressure is on, until they're forced to act, until they have no choice but to scramble at the last minute. But winners don't live like that. They prepare in advance. They stay ready so they never have to panic when the moment comes. When you prepare daily, you build confidence. You develop a sense of certainty knowing that no matter what happens, you can handle it. That confidence isn't arrogance. It's the result of countless hours of preparation. It's knowing that you've already put in the work, that you've already faced challenges, that you've already pushed past obstacles. That's what separates those who succeed from those who struggle. When you stay ready, you eliminate fear. Fear comes from uncertainty, from not knowing whether you can handle what's ahead. But when you've been preparing day after day, when you've built the skills, when you've done the work, you don't have to fear the challenge. You welcome it. You embrace it because you know you're ready. That's why the best athletes, the best performers, the best leaders don't crack under pressure. They don't freeze when the moment arrives. They step up, they deliver, they perform because they've been preparing for this moment long before it came. Success doesn't happen by accident. It's not something that randomly appears in your life one day. It's built piece by piece through preparation. When you stay ready, you create momentum. Every day of preparation adds up. Every small step forward gets you closer to your goal. Too many people want success without the process. They want the reward without the preparation. But the truth is, the process is what makes you ready. The process is what shapes you, strengthens you, and equips you to handle success when it comes. The reason so many people miss out on opportunities isn't because they're not capable. It's because they weren't prepared when the opportunity arrived. They thought they had more time. They thought they could wait until the last minute. But life doesn't work that way. You don't control when opportunities come. You only control whether or not you're ready when they do. And if you're not ready, the opportunity will pass to someone else who is. That's the painful truth most people don't want to accept. They want to believe that success will wait for them, but it won't. It moves on. It finds the person who is prepared. Preparation isn't glamorous. It's not always exciting. It's showing up every day, putting in the work even when you don't feel like it. It's sacrificing distractions, giving up comfort, staying focused when everyone else is taking it easy. But that's what it takes to be ready when the moment comes, because when that moment arrives, you won't have time to prepare. You won't have time to catch up. You'll either be ready or you won't. And that's what makes the difference. Most people underestimate the power of preparation because they only see the results. They see someone succeed and assume they just got lucky. They don't see the years of work behind the scenes, the hours of practice, the discipline, the failures, the setbacks. They don't see the sacrifices. And that's why they don't understand why preparation is so important. They think they can just show up and perform, but that's not how success works. When you stay ready, you're never caught off guard. You're never scrambling to prepare at the last minute. You don't have to hope things will go well. You know they will because you've already put in the work. That's the level of preparation winners operate at. They don't leave their success to chance. They don't gamble with their future. They prepare, they train, they sharpen their skills every single day so when the opportunity comes, they can seize it without hesitation. The greatest athletes, the greatest performers, the greatest leaders, none of them became great by accident. They prepared, they stayed ready, they put in the work long before anyone knew their name. And when their moment came, they didn't have to get ready, they already were. That's the mindset you need if you want to succeed in anything, because life won't wait for you. The opportunities you want won't wait for you. You either stay ready or you miss out. Every day you prepare, you're investing in your future. You're setting yourself up for success. You're making sure that when your moment comes, you don't freeze, you don't hesitate, you deliver. That's why staying ready is the key to winning, because when you stay ready, you never have to worry about whether or not you'll be able to handle what's ahead. You already know you can. Discipline is the foundation of preparation. It's the ability to commit to a process, to stay consistent, to do what needs to be done even when you don't feel like doing it. Too many people wait for motivation to take action, but motivation is temporary. It comes and goes. Discipline, on the other hand, is what keeps you moving forward when motivation disappears. That's why the most successful people don't rely on how they feel in the moment. They don't wait until in the mood to put in the work. They understand that discipline is the key to staying ready, to being prepared for every opportunity that comes their way. Every great achievement, every moment of success is built on a foundation of discipline. It's waking up early to train before anyone else. It's staying up late to study, to practice, to sharpen your skills. It's saying no to distractions, to comfort, to anything that pulls you away from your goal. Discipline isn't easy. It requires sacrifice. It demands consistency. But it's the price of greatness. The truth is, most people don't fail because they lack talent or intelligence. They fail because they lack discipline. They fail because they don't commit to the process every single day. They do what's easy, what's comfortable, instead of what's necessary. Discipline means showing up even when no one is watching. It means putting in the work when there's no applause, no recognition, no immediate reward. Most people struggle because they only give their best effort when someone is pushing them, when it's an external force holding them accountable. But true discipline is internal. It comes from within. It's not about being told what to do. It's about deciding for yourself that you're going to stay ready, that you're going to do whatever it takes, no matter what. People often say they want success, but their actions don't match their words. They want the results, but they don't want to do the work consistently. That's why discipline separates those who succeed from those who don't. It's the ability to push through boredom, through frustration, through exhaustion, and keep going. It's the ability to stay focused when distractions are everywhere. It's the ability to stay committed to your vision, even when the progress is slow, even when the results aren't immediate. That's what discipline looks like in action. The reason discipline is so powerful is because it builds habits. When you train yourself to stay consistent, when you commit to doing the work every day, it becomes second nature. You don't have to force yourself anymore. It becomes automatic. And once it's a habit, you no longer have to struggle with motivation. You no longer have to convince yourself to take action. It's just what you do. That's why disciplined people stay ready. They don't have to scramble to get prepared at the last minute. They've been preparing all along. Discipline isn't just about working hard. It's about working smart. It's about being intentional with your time, about focusing on the things that truly matter. Too many people waste time on things that don't contribute to their growth, that don't move them closer to their goals. They get caught up in distractions, in mindless activities, in temporary pleasures that pull them away from their purpose. But disciplined people know how to prioritize. They know how to eliminate what doesn't serve them. They know how to stay locked in on their goals without getting sidetracked. When you develop discipline, you gain control over your life. You stop being reactive, waiting for things to happen, and start being proactive, making things happen. You stop relying on luck, on external circumstances, and start creating your own opportunities. You realize that success isn't about what happens to you, it's about how you prepare for it. It's about the daily choices you make, the small actions you take, the discipline you build over time. Discipline isn't just for athletes, for entrepreneurs, for high achievers. It's for everyone. No matter what your goal is, no matter what field you're in, discipline is what will set you apart. It's what will give you the edge over those who are inconsistent, who only work when they feel like it. Because when you stay disciplined, when you prepare every day, when you commit to the process, you put yourself in a position to win. You put yourself ahead of the competition. You make sure that when your moment comes, you don't have to scramble to get ready. You're already there, already prepared, already in position to succeed. The reality is, discipline isn't always fun. It's not always exciting. There will be days when you don't feel like showing up, when you want to take a break, when you question whether the work is worth it. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when discipline matters the most. Because anyone can be consistent when it's easy. Anyone can stay focused when they feel inspired. But true discipline is about pushing through the tough days, the hard moments, the obstacles that try to stop you. Most people think discipline is restrictive, that it limits your freedom. But the truth is, discipline is what gives you freedom. When you have discipline, you control your future. You don't leave it up to chance. You don't have to hope things will work out. You make sure they do. You take ownership of your success, of your preparation, of your readiness. You create the life you want instead of waiting for it to happen. That's why discipline is the key to staying ready, because discipline isn't just about doing the work. It's about becoming the kind of person who always shows up, who always follows through, who always stays prepared. It's about building the mindset, the habits, the consistency that separates winners from everyone else. When you have discipline, you don't have to get ready, you stay ready. You don't have to wait for opportunities, you create them. And when your moment comes, you won't hesitate. You'll step up with confidence, with preparation, with the certainty that you're ready, because you've already put in the work. Success is not just about talent, intelligence, or luck. It is about consistency. The people who achieve greatness are not necessarily the most gifted or the most fortunate. They are the ones who show up every single day, putting in the effort, improving little by little, and staying committed to their goals. It is easy to get excited about something in the beginning, to work hard when the motivation is fresh, but true success comes from maintaining that effort over the long haul. It is about showing up even when you don't feel like it, even when progress seems slow, even when there are no immediate results. The problem most people face is that they work in bursts. They push hard for a few days, maybe a few weeks, and then they stop. They let distractions take over. They let excuses creep in. They let life pull them away from their goals. That kind of inconsistency leads to failure. It leads to a cycle of starting and stopping, of making progress and then losing it. And every time you stop, every time you break the rhythm, you make it harder to get back on track. That is why consistency is so important. It keeps you moving forward, building momentum, creating habits that make success inevitable. Think about any skill, any craft, any profession. The people who excel are the ones who practice consistently. A great athlete does not train only when they feel like it. They train every day, refining their technique, strengthening their body, sharpening their mind. A great musician does not pick up their instrument once in a while when inspiration strikes. They practice daily, perfecting their craft so that when the moment comes to perform, they are ready. The same principle applies to anything you want to achieve in life. The more consistent you are, the better you become. The better you become, the more opportunities come your way. Consistency is not just about repetition. It is about commitment. It is about deciding that no matter what happens, you will stay the course. There will be days when you don't feel like putting in the work. There will be days when distractions seem overwhelming. There will be moments when you question whether all the effort is worth it. But the people who succeed are the ones who push through those moments. They do not let their emotions dictate their actions. They do not make decisions based on how they feel in the moment. They stick to the plan, to the process, to the discipline they have built. One of the biggest myths about success is that it happens overnight. People see someone achieving great things and assume they just got lucky, that things happen quickly for them. What they don't see is the years of consistent effort, the thousands of hours of practice, the daily sacrifices that person made to get there. Success is not about one big breakthrough. It is about small, consistent actions repeated over time. It is about showing up every day, even when no one is watching, even when there is no immediate reward. The key to staying consistent is building habits. When something becomes a habit, you no longer have to rely on motivation or willpower. You do it automatically without thinking. That is why the most successful people create routines and stick to them. They do not wake up and wonder whether they will work out today. They already know they will. They do not question whether they will put in the effort. They just do it. By making their actions automatic, they remove the decision-making process and eliminate the chance for excuses. Another important part of consistency is setting clear goals and tracking your progress. When you have a clear vision of where you are going, it becomes easier to stay consistent. You know exactly what you need to do, and you can measure your improvement along the way. Tracking your progress keeps you accountable. It shows you how far you have come, and it reminds you that every small step adds up. Without tracking, it is easy to feel like you are not making progress and to lose motivation. But when you see your progress, when you see the results of your consistent effort, it fuels you to keep going. Consistency also requires patience. Too many people give up too soon because they do not see immediate results. They expect things to happen quickly, and when they don't, they quit. But success does not work that way. It takes time. It takes persistence. It takes a willingness to keep going even when the results are not obvious yet. The people who achieve great things are the ones who trust the process. They understand that every action, every effort, every day of consistency is planting seeds that will eventually grow. They do not rush the process. They embrace it. Discipline and consistency go hand in hand. Discipline keeps you on track, and consistency ensures that your efforts compound over time. The more consistent you are, the more disciplined you become, and the more disciplined you are, the easier it is to stay consistent. It creates a cycle of success. The opposite is also true. When you lack consistency, you lose discipline, and when you lack discipline, you become even more inconsistent. That is why staying consistent is not just a good habit. It is a necessity if you want to achieve anything meaningful. The truth is, success is not complicated. It is not about finding some secret formula or waiting for the perfect moment. It is about doing the right things over and over again until they pay off. It is about putting in the work, even when no one sees it, even when it feels like nothing is happening, because every effort counts. Every repetition matters. Every day of consistency brings you one step closer to where you want to be. The difference between those who succeed and those who don't is not talent or intelligence. It is consistency. It is the ability to stay the course, to keep moving forward, to keep putting in the effort day after day. When you stay consistent, you build momentum. When you build momentum, you create opportunities. And when you create opportunities, you put yourself in a position to succeed. So do not wait for the perfect time. Do not rely on motivation. Do not let setbacks throw you off track. Stay consistent, stay committed, and stay ready so you never have to get ready. Life will test you. There will be moments when things don't go as planned, when obstacles seem impossible to overcome, and when setbacks make you question whether you should keep going. The difference between those who achieve greatness and those who fall short is their ability to keep pushing forward no matter what. Mental toughness is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. It is the ability to stay focused, stay committed, and keep grinding even when everything around you is telling you to quit. Most people fail not because they lack talent or opportunities, but because they lack the resilience to keep going when things get tough. They let failure define them instead of learning from it. They let criticism shake their confidence instead of using it as fuel to improve. They let doubt creep in and convince them that their dreams are impossible. But the truth is, setbacks are a part of the journey. No one who has ever achieved anything significant did so without facing challenges. What matters is how you respond. Mental toughness means refusing to give up, even when things get difficult. It means developing the mindset that no matter what happens, you will find a way forward. It is about embracing the struggle instead of running from it. Too often, people look for the easy way out. They want success, but they don't want the pain that comes with it. They want the rewards, but they don't want to put in the effort. But real success comes from pushing through discomfort, from enduring the tough moments, from refusing to back down when things don't go your way. One of the biggest lessons in life is understanding that failure is not the end. It is just a part of the process. Every setback teaches you something. Every mistake is an opportunity to grow. But most people let failure discourage them instead of using it as a stepping stone. They see it as a sign to stop instead of a lesson to learn from. The truth is, the most successful people in the world have failed more times than they can count. The reason they succeeded is because they refused to let failure stop them. They kept going, kept learning, kept improving. Mental toughness is also about staying disciplined when motivation fades. It is easy to be motivated when things are going well, when progress is visible, when success feels close. But what about when motivation is gone? What about when nothing seems to be working? That is where discipline comes in. The people who achieve greatness are not the ones who work hard only when they feel like it. They are the ones who stay consistent even when they don't want to. They train their minds to push through the hard days, to ignore excuses, to stay committed to the bigger picture. You have to be willing to do what others won't. While others give up at the first sign of struggle, you must push forward. While others make excuses, you must find solutions. While others complain about how hard it is, you must embrace the challenge. The road to success is not easy, but it is worth it. Every challenge you overcome makes you stronger. Every difficulty you push through builds resilience. And the more resilient you become, the closer you get to your goals. The way you think determines how far you will go. If you allow negative thoughts to control you, if you allow fear to hold you back, if you let doubt take over, you will never reach your full potential. But if you train your mind to see obstacles as opportunities, to turn setbacks into comebacks, to keep pushing forward no matter what, nothing will be able to stop you. Success is not about avoiding difficulties. It is about learning how to deal with them. Every person who has achieved something great has faced moments when they wanted to quit. The only difference between them and those who failed is that they kept going. They refused to let circumstances dictate their destiny. They decided that no matter what happened, they would find a way. That is mental toughness. Building mental toughness takes time and effort. It requires training your mind just like you would train your body. You have to develop habits that make you stronger. You have to practice pushing through discomfort. You have to remind yourself daily that you are capable of more than you think. And most importantly, you have to take control of your thoughts. The moment you allow negativity, doubt, or fear to take over, you have already lost. But when you decide that nothing will break you, that nothing will stop you, that no matter what happens, you will keep moving forward, that is when you truly become unstoppable. You must also surround yourself with the right people. If you are constantly around negativity, around people who make excuses, around people who accept failure, you will start to do the same. But when you are around people who push you, who challenge you, who refuse to let you settle for less, you will develop the mindset needed for success. Find those who inspire you, who hold you accountable, who push you to be better every day. Another key to mental toughness is having a clear purpose. When you know why you are doing something, when your vision is strong enough, nothing can break you. Most people quit because they lose sight of their purpose. They forget why they started. They let temporary pain distract them from the bigger picture. But when you have a deep, unshakable reason behind your goals, you will endure any hardship to achieve them. The reality is, life will never be easy. Challenges will always come. There will always be moments when you feel like giving up. But your success is determined by how you respond. Will you let setbacks define you? Will you let failure stop you? Or will you rise above them, stronger, tougher, and more determined than ever? The choice is yours. When you develop mental toughness, when you refuse to quit, when you keep pushing forward no matter what, you put yourself in a position to win. It may not happen overnight, and the road may be long, but as long as you stay strong, stay focused, and stay committed, success will come. The greatest achievements in life come to those who are willing to endure, who are willing to fight through the struggles, who refuse to settle for anything less than greatness. And that is why mental toughness is not just important, it is essential. In life, success is not something that just happens to people. It is not an accident, and it is certainly not something that is handed out freely. Success is earned through preparation, consistency, and an unshakable work ethic. Too many people dream of success, but they are unwilling to do what is necessary to achieve it. They want the rewards, but they are not ready to put in the effort every single day. They wait for the perfect opportunity instead of preparing themselves so that when an opportunity comes, they are ready to seize it. This is why consistency is one of the most critical factors in achieving success. It is not about working hard for one day or 1 week. It is about showing up, putting in the effort, and staying committed for as long as it takes. Consistency means doing the work even when you don't feel like it. It means pushing forward when motivation is gone, when results seem slow, and when challenges arise. Most people